Goat cheese has long been popular in Europe, but Americans are now embracing it as well. Our good buddy Bobby Flay is here with a look at what it takes to make great goat cheese. Good morning, pal.
Good morning, Harry. I recently met two sisters from Westchester County, New York, who run the Rainbow Ridge Farm. They're producing amazing goat cheese on just a few acres of land.
Come on, girls. I love goats because they have an incredible personality. And they give so much. They're great moms, they're great milkers.
Lisa Schwartz and her sister Karen Sabbath both left corporate careers to raise families. But today, the kids they take care of are on their farm, one that produces handcrafted goat cheese.
I'm ready. Bring him in.
To really understand how goat's milk goes from this to this, it's best to experience the process firsthand.
I'm going to close my fingers around the teat, and I'm going to follow it down and give it a little squirt. So you're going to try that, all right?
Okay.
Lisa starts the milking the old-fashioned way, and it's an acquired skill.
Close it up.
Yeah.
Follow it down with your hand. Nice work.
All right. That's my first milking.
There you go.
They didn't teach me this in culinary school.
Once the milk is flowing, the milking machine then takes over.
Whoa.
These goats will produce a gallon of milk per day, which will eventually yield about a pound of cheese.
Wow. That's much faster than me. Much faster than me, for sure.
The milk is then pasteurized by heating. Cultures are added that cause the milk to thicken, and after 24 hours, it's ready to be ladled into the cheese molds.
I'm trying to do good portion control here.
No, and that's true because at the end of the day, you know, this is handmade artisanal cheeses, but we want there to be some symmetry.
In some cheeses, a flavoring called ash is added both on the inside and the outside.
It occurs to me that I don't think a lot of people understand what the ash is.
So the ash that we use is a vegetable carbon, and mixed with the salt allows us to apply it to both draw out the moisture and provide an additional earthy, sort of salty
seasoning
to it. Exactly.
Goat cheese can be used in ways you may not have imagined. In fact, the sisters have written a cookbook with over 60 recipes, with dishes like goat cheese French toast and goat cheese cheesecake.
You got to start with goat cheese, and you got to end with goat cheese.
There is, in our house, there's nothing that doesn't go with goat cheese.
I was a little surprised with you milking the goat. Had you never had your hand on a teat before?
Oh, man.
Harry.
God, how long did it take you to think of that one?
That's an old farmer's joke.
Well, I have to tell you something. You know, we see goat cheese in all the stores now in restaurants, and I take it for granted, I have to admit. But when you go to the source and actually milk the goat yourself, there's just that much more of an appreciation.
Yeah.
And because you are such a good appreciator of things like that, experiences like that, in our Daytime Emmy Award nominations this morning, Outstanding Lifestyle Culinary Host, you have been nominated.
Really?
Congratulations!
Good grilling. Oh, that's
Look at that.
Grill it with Bobby Flay.
That's so nice that you deliver that news to me, Harry.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Can we eat, please?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Celebrate your nomination.
Enough about that.
So,
Let's
so the sisters who run that farm
Yes.
actually have lots of recipes for goat cheese. They have a book out, the Rainbow Ridge Farm cookbook. So, you know, pizzas, asparagus with goat cheese vinaigrette. This is what they call a strata. It's sort of like a bread pudding with artichokes and goat cheese. And I made something this morning because I had 2 hours hanging around here. So we went to the store, we got some tomatoes, we made a crostini. And basically, I love this. This is sort of their version of ricotta cheese. And you just put it on some toasted bread. And then I just chopped up some tomatoes, some jalapenos, and a little bit of parsley and some oregano and olive oil. And then some balsamic vinegar. And would anybody like to try some?
Is that
Yes,
what that
exactly.
is? Yeah, okay.
And crostini is fantastic. It's it's got crunch. It's got some sort of creaminess from that delicious goat cheese, and then of course the tomatoes, balsamic vinegar. Dave goes right for the strata.
Delicious.
Does anybody feed you at home?
Nobody. I wait till you come in.
I have to admit, I was at Dave's house once, and I opened the refrigerator, and this is no kidding.
I remember
He
this.
didn't know I was there. There were menus from every Asian restaurant in New York City sitting in his refrigerator and nothing else.
Inside the refrigerator?
That's where you go when
that's
you're hungry,
weird.
so I never lose the takeout menus.
That is so weird. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
It is true.
Yeah.
So today, I have all kinds of goat cheese for you to take home and fill your refrigerator with.
That is good, and you know that stuff keeps. That's terrific.
And what do they do with the ash? The ash does what?
The ash, it's mostly for presentation. It's a vegetal ash, and so it doesn't have a lot of flavor. But it's sort of evokes, you know, sort of the old world of making goat cheese. So it's really nice. And in different shapes, and then some of them are aged longer than others. Some of them are really fresh, like this one. And then as they sort of age, they pick up a little bit more of that
it's
flavor.
delicious.
That is just great.
And I was happy to
Terrific.
see that they pasteurized the milk, so
Right.
I can eat it.
Exactly. Maggie
right.
said I should
Yeah.
pasteurize.
Very
I said
important.
no, and then of course
Too bad there's just one cookbook here, so I'll just take that.
Like you're gonna eat.
So this is
that
a
cheesecake?
goat cheese cheesecake?
goat cheese cheesecake. Exactly. Very simple. It's just the goat cheese, and it has some sugar and some separated eggs. It's very, very simple. It's
Pass
put in
that
the
down
oven.
this
Thanks,
way
Bobby.
here.
Congrats
That's
again
good,
on
too.
your
I know what you
nomination.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bobby's
you
on
like.
so many shows, he's bound to be nominated for one.
Please nominate me for something.
Over the rainbow.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.